You guys, today is a very special day. Thanks for joining me on another episode of A Single Girl's Gotta Eat the Cooking Show. Today we are making peanut butter cups. Now, listen, the reason I'm doing this today, two reasons. One, I had all the ingredients. Don't you just love it when you're like looking up a recipe and you're like, I literally have everything that's on there. It's a win in my book. It's a win in my book. But two, my best friend Lindsay loves Reese's peanut butter cups. And so I was like, what if we can make them? How great would that be? Like, it'd be a fun thing for her to do. She's got a 10-year-old who is like the love of my life. So wouldn't that be a great treat to make together? Like Lindsay and her kid, or me and them, and like joining together to like bake something really fun together. It's not even baking. It's literally just like make, freeze, and it's done. So you guys, enough talking, let's get started. There's a couple different steps with this. There is some freezing in the middle of some of these steps. So yeah, I'm excited. Okay, so I've done a little bit of this ahead of time just for time's sake. So in this bowl I have, you can see, a bunch of melted chocolate. So all of this is a cup of chocolate chips. If you're dairy-free or vegan, you can use the dairy-free ones. A cup of chocolate chips and 1 tablespoon of coconut oil. Okay, so just melt them, mix them together. This is the first layer of the peanut butter cup. Okay, so I've got my muffin tin with my muffin liners in there. You can use silicone ones too if you want, or if you have them. And all we're simply gonna do is put the chocolate 1 to 2 teaspoons in the bottom, so it forms a nice layer. Let me do a couple and then I'll show you what I got here. This will make like 9 to 12. I'm going to gift some of these because I certainly don't need to eat all of them. I'm going to gift a few of these, so I'm going to make sure that I make 12. But if you want to make 12 and you run out of chocolate, just make a little bit more chocolate. So this is a really great recipe that you can just kind of adapt and add to as you go. Okay, so let me get this. Let me just show you what I've got. So you'll just see in the bottom of the layer there, I've just got a little bit, like 1 to 2 teaspoons of chocolate covering the bottom layer. So what we're gonna do is, once you've got them all filled, we're gonna pop these into the freezer for 10 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes, okay? And then we'll go on to step 2. All right? All right, I'll be back. This is the pause section for the freezer. Hey friends, we're back. We just let the chocolate mixture that we put in the bottom of the muffin liners, we let that set for 10 minutes. Let me show you what it looks like. It's nicely set up there. Perfect. Ready for the next layer, the peanut butter layer. Now again, I went ahead and did this because there's some melting and stirring and things like that required. But I want to just tell you quickly what is in the peanut butter mixture. So what we have in here is a 1/2 cup of natural peanut butter. We have a 1/4 cup of honey, 2 tablespoons of coconut oil, and then a pinch of sea salt. Okay, so we're gonna have some like nice salted caramel, salted caramel, salted chocolate, whatever it is, it's gonna be delicious. So you're gonna mix all of those, pop it in the microwave for 15 to 20 seconds, and then just stir it until it is like smooth and creamy and pourable and ready to go, okay? So we've got our chocolate bases already. We're gonna just do the same thing, you guys. So this is a little bit thicker, so you might need to smooth it out at some point. But just drop in a spoonful. I am gonna even it out here after I've done a few of these. You're gonna repeat the process for all of the peanut butter cups that you're doing, whatever number it is that you've decided upon. And then you're gonna pop these back in the oven, You're not putting them in the oven. You're gonna put it back in the freezer for another 5 minutes to let the peanut butter layer set. Okay, so you can kind of see already I've got those set in there. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish these up, pop them in the freezer. And then when we come back, we're gonna finish it off with a last chocolate layer. So again, if you need a little bit more chocolate, just go ahead and mix that up. And then we're gonna pop them in the freezer for 30 minutes and they're gonna be good to go. All right? Okay, I'll see you guys in a few minutes. All right, friends, we're back. Did your little peanut butter cups have a good rest in the freezer? Mine did. You can see, well, I don't know if you can see it, but they're nice and solid, which is perfect because we're gonna add one more layer of chocolate on top and then we're gonna pop them back in the freezer for another 30 minutes, okay? So we are almost there. This is kind of a multi-step process, but we're almost done and then it'll just be time to enjoy. So, again, the chocolate mixture is a cup of chocolate chips, or use the, ratio of what you need for the task that you have left, if that makes sense. So 1 cup of chocolate chips and 1 tablespoon of coconut oil. So I whipped up a little bit more just to make sure I had enough to go on top. This is gonna be a thinner layer than the one that we did, in the first step, okay? So you don't need as much chocolate, but just go ahead, drizzle on the last layer. You're probably gonna have to do some smoothing. Don't worry about that in a second. So you're just gonna put on a little bit of a thinner layer. Make sure that you have enough to top all of your peanut butter cups. You need like a smaller spoon. I'm gonna do a little smoothing. Oh my gosh, these are gonna be so good. So just smooth it on top as best you can. And then add a little bit of sea salt on top, just as like the finishing touch, right? So I'm just gonna do a little dollop. If you have coarse sea salt, do the coarse sea salt. That would be amazing, but I just have the fine sea salt. So as you can see, and I'm gonna finish out the end or the rest of them. Just finish them off like that, pop them in the freezer for another 30 minutes and they're gonna be good to go. All right, you guys, thanks again for joining me on another episode of A Single Girl's Gotta Eat, the cooking show. Single Girl's Gotta Eat is just a single girl's guide to doing singleness well. And if you want the full recipe plus some more information, if you wanna talk singleness, head on over to www.asinglegirlsgottaeat.com for loads of hopefully valuable content. I hope you feel empowered and encouraged in being a single woman. All right, much love, friends. Talk to you soon.